All right. So yeah, I think Sumner will be a combination of that strong spirit energy in one of its most interesting forms, Jenny Rose, who really is unique, not just amongst the women that I've met or known, but just reading about kind of female archetypes. She's really different. I don't know. She's something else. She's pretty amazing. And Sumner will also be a combination of my kind of Irish ness, for better and for worse, probably. But who knows? We'll see. I can feel some raindrops coming. Oh, one pool just not in use right now. I guess you have a pool to yourself. And I don't know. This is just my random musings before it rains. And if it rains, I hope it's like really explosive so I can catch it here. And yeah, I'm just wandering around because Jenny Rose is just kicking it today. Oh yeah, we'll probably go to church. It's Sunday, our time, Sunday, like probably at noon here. So we'll go to church a little bit later. And I'm actually starting to, interestingly enough, pick up some of the Tagalog. Not that I can speak it, but when they're talking in a weird way, this is kind of the first experience I've had of it. If you immerse yourself in another culture, then you can start to like pick up the language. Not that you can speak it, like I can't speak it at all, but I understand. It's weird. Like I can understand what the hell they're saying. I'd say about 70% of the time I don't need a translation anymore. Just kind of understand it. Well, and not to sound like I'm like super awesome. This is not scientific, but I would guess about 80% of Tagalog is indigenous language, which is actually indigenous languages are actually pretty simple because they were very kind of practical for the most part. And I'm used to indigenous folks, and these people are indigenous folks. I don't care what anyone says. Just like how Mexican people are indigenous. I don't care what anyone says. So you kind of get a hang of it. And then I'd say 80% like indigenous. I'd say probably 10% English, 10% Spanish. So if you speak English, you've got 10% of their language nailed down. And if you've ever lived in California, not to sound too stereotypical, but you've got the other 10%, like you're at least familiar. Like if you've lived in California and you're not familiar with Spanish, I don't know what happened. You like missed something. So their language is actually kind of easy to get down. And then, yeah, so it's like practical, and then the other part's Spanish, and the other part's English. So it's like super easy to nail down. And maybe we'll just step outside into the city for just a minute.